Hey guys, this is Mehak, and today for success story session we have with us Ursh Goel from NIT, and let's hear a little about himself from him only. Okay, hi Harsh, how are you? And please explain, brief about yourself a little.
Hi Mehak, thank you so much for inviting me here.
Thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Just to give you a brief about me, my name is Arsh Goel. I'm currently pursuing my Bachelor's of Technology in Electronics and Communication from NIT Jalandhar. Currently, I'm a final year undergraduate student, and I have significant interest in computer science and subjects like data such as algos, operating systems, OOPS, etc. Also, apart from that, I have been good at problem solving and logical reasoning and have solved a lot of algorithmic problems. I love participating in hackathons. Love participating in online coding events. Uh, Also, I would like to mention I have been a part of various tech communities, be it developer student
Okay.
clubs by Google developers or Microsoft student partner, and I got an internship at Samsung Bangalore, and I received a pre-placement offer from them recently.
Cool stuff. Great. So, congratulations for firstly for the PPO from Samsung, and let's hear a little, about your journey. How did you get into this line? Why did you choose this line as a profession?
When we were choosing the college to enter after our JEE mains, so we were not very sure about which field to go into or something. So I landed up in electronics and communication, and after that also I was not very aware about what to do and what not to do. So basically, like somebody suggested that you like it's the IT companies that are mostly looking forward for all the branches like electronics and communication. Almost everybody is getting a good company in IT field. So that
Hmm.
was the biggest motivation, and I started after the first year I started with my preparation for IT companies. I started practicing questions on platforms like Geeks for Geeks. I cleared with my basics, and then I started solving questions on Lead Code. Apart from that, I did some I started doing a lot of my entry into development field with web development. I did some web development projects, and then I shifted to some of the machine learning projects. So this was the basic journey. I also did one course with coding blocks that was a DSL and it was very good for clearing the elementary basics of data structure algorithms. But after that, it was just practice that makes us capable of doing everything. The practice is the most important key that I would say that mattered. So this was a brief
Hmm.
journey about the preparation phase of how the things have been into. Apart from that, as I mentioned, I have been into tech communities. Like I was selected as a DSC lead for my campus. I have been conducting workshops for people. I have been till now we have conducted around 30 to 40 offline online events. Like I've been a speaker in those events. Like we participate
Wow.
in various hackathons. We participate we give sessions on all the technologies, maybe AI, ML, web development, Android, etc. So like this has been the overall journey, and after that, now it's the final year. Yeah.
That's pretty cool that you actually started from the first year itself. Because, I mean, there are people, who procrastinate this a lot and they, start doing it. Maybe we'll do this in this semester, next semester, second year, third year. But that's pretty cool that you started in the first year itself. And also, you mentioned about a lot of communities you were a part of and hackathons. So, what importance do they play? I mean, how important it is to participate in these hackathons and all, and being a part of the communities.
Like I have been a part of communities. Like I would say that they play a major role to give you first of all the important thing is the confidence that you get while
Hmm.
being into any of the communities, like how you are able to present your things in front of the interviewer, or how you're able to present your things to in the in after some anyone. So that is something that is the most important. This is something that we learn while delivering sessions. Like if you're teaching somebody something, we have been taking sessions, so that gives a confidence, that boosts our confidence, and that thing helps a lot. Not only this confidence, but also like we have got a lot of networking opportunities. Being a part of community, I have got a chance to visit a lot of places. Like during my college life, I have been to Goa. I've got a fully sponsored trip to Goa by Google. Also, I have been to Delhi. I've been to Bangalore. I have been to Chandigarh. So all was this was like basically a lot of opportunities that you get, and you need to like you get to network with a lot of people in the tech community, maybe those who are working as software developers in various companies. So you get to know a lot of things from them, and that basically I would say acts as a guiding path also, and you can network with those people. So this was something that as far as communities are concerned, and I have been participating in like hackathons as well. I have participated in Smart India Hackathon this year also, like previous year also. Like this year, we were in the top 5 teams. I've also participated in some company hackathons, like Ford Street by American Express. Like we were one of the finalists in
Wow,
American Express hackathon.
cool.
Also, like this has been like what I would say is it adds a cherry on your cake when we talk about our CV and curriculum. If we have these things in our CV, yeah.
Definitely, they boost your confidence. Pretty great. Okay, so let's talk a little about your interview with Samsung. What was the eligibility criteria of it? Any CGPA involved or not? This stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, Samsung visited our campus last year for internships. So it was
Okay.
hiring internships for 2 months, mainly June and July 2020. This June and July. So the process was like we were first of all the CGPA criteria was 7. Like all the people who have CGPA of 7 and above were allowed for allowed to sit for the test for this company. So the test was like there was just one question and 3 hours. So it was a
Okay.
one question 3 hours test, and the question had 50 test cases. So around 180 to 190 people sat from our campus, maybe around 200. I'm not very sure. So it was around 200 people who sat for the initial test round, and only the ones who had all the 50 test cases passed for that question were shortlisted for the interview rounds. So around 16 people were shortlisted after this test round. So they interviewed 16 people. So
Okay.
interviews, like there were two technical interviews and one HR interview as far as this selection process is concerned. So in technical interviews, like what I would say is the major important and the most important thing that they focused upon was data structures and algorithms. Like I would
Okay.
say around 60% interview was on data structure algorithms. The topics they
Hmm.
covered were like heaps, the question from dynamic programming, and some basics of hashing, like how hashing works, and collision handling techniques and all. So this was as far as data structures is concerned. Apart from that, they also discussed like they also asked some questions from operating systems as one of the important subjects. Samsung has this criteria, like it asks questions from operating systems as well. So there was a major there was a discussion on one of my projects. So this was like almost both the interviews had a similar criteria, and like it was same, like data structure algos, a bit of operating system, and
Hmm.
in general discussion and some basics of C++, I would say, like storage classes, what are storage classes and all. So this was the technical interviews, and HR was just normal discussion. So
Okay.
after this round, around they selected 3 people. So from 16, 3 were shortlisted and 3 were finally selected for the internship at Samsung, Bangalore.
Okay. Okay. So from 16, there were only three people who were selected for the internship at Samsung.
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
So
So, yeah,
after that,
please.
like it was a 2 months internship at Samsung. Like due to these conditions, like else it would have been at Bangalore, but we were given a virtual setup by Samsung, and it was very well managed by Samsung, I would say. Like they like did everything that was possible. HR connects, fun sessions. Like they gave us a project. They even taught us, like initial phase was learning phase in which they helped us a lot. Like we were done with everything, and around I would say it was my project was completed in around 1.5 months. So after that, it was just presentations and all, and this was basically the internship. And I would say like it was very well managed by Samsung. After that, they conducted interviews for PPO. Like they conducted two technical interviews for PPO, and again those interviews were again based upon data structure algorithms and in general, like the type of interviews that I experienced in my internship time. So this was after these two interviews, they finally gave the result for the PPO, and I was selected for this PPO.
Great. Cool. So which team you'll be working with at
Uh,
Samsung?
while was doing an internship, I was a part of system LSI team, but I'm not sure like what will be the next uh, the team that I'll be joining, that they haven't disclosed yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So was this on campus or this was on campus, right?
Yeah, this was on
Okay.
campus.
So what if people from, tier two, tier three colleges want to apply? I mean, off campus अगर किसी को करना हो, so how do they go about it?
For particularly Samsung.
Yeah, maybe Samsung and any other company as well. But yeah, if Samsung is
Yeah,
considered.
like if we are talking about Samsung, so there is a annual contest by Samsung known as Parichaya, I would say. Like
Hmm.
it is a test open to all, and people sit for the coding round, and then they shortlist for this test, and interviews are conducted, and people are selected for internship. So this is an offline, like I would say, off-campus test conducted by Samsung for internships. But like apart from that, like if you're applying for anything off campus, there are a lot of sources. First of all, the most important and effective way is through referrals. We have LinkedIn, through which we can ping our seniors from alumni from our colleges. Like they have been working at some great places, so they're definitely there for help. We can use like our technical skills that matter the most, and our resume should be well curated so that we can be referred to that particular job if we are suitable for that job. So this is something that I would say currently it's the most effective thing that we can help in landing a job off campus. Apart from that, there are many hiring contests and hackathons that are being conducted by various companies, and they have been like most of the companies have been shifting to hackathons for I would say enrolling candidates, for like selecting candidates. Like almost every company has either a hackathon or all India test that they conduct for hiring graduates. Maybe it's an off-campus opportunity. So this has been the trend. Like companies want people to work upon, and then they are hiring nowadays. So this is uh, something that I would say.
Okay. So coming back to the interview, I mean, after giving this interview, what topics? I mean, you said about DSL Go. So what topics you would like to highlight that one should prepare for the interview of the companies, not just Samsung only, but for the companies if they are preparing for the interviews.
Yeah, like first of all, like they should be clear with the basics of all the data structures algos. Like it's not about they should focus on just some of the data structures. Like even a question of array can somebody sometimes trouble you in the interview. Like you have questions in arrays also that are not that are tricky to some point. So, but the most important topics, like what we have been listening to our friends also, they have been asked in their interviews. The most important nowadays, people are asking some questions from data, dynamic programming, some graph algorithms, maybe some traversals, tree traversals, and questions on some hashing techniques. So these are some of the important topics that I would say like people should like at least do the standard questions of these topics. They can if they're looking forward for the tech giants also. So this is the common trend. Like if they are comfortable with the standard questions, so they can easily do the modification of that question in the interview.
Okay. So in your preparation, you mentioned that you used to, solve a lot of questions on lead code and all. So how many questions you used to solve and one should actually solve, to get into this habit?
Yeah, like it's not anything particular. Like it depends upon from
Hmm.
individual to individual, like how he plans his journey. But maybe like it should be a part of a routine. I would say in your second year is the most important year. Like if you're well aware in your second year, like and you are currently practicing in your second year. So in the beginning of third year, you have companies visiting your campus. Like if you're from tier one, tier two colleges, so there is a lot of chance like companies are visiting your campus in the beginning of your fifth semester, I would say. So that would be a like very good thing. Like if you have been doing practicing for the a complete second year, and then you sit for a company, there are a lot of chances that you will be selected for one or the another company. If not one, so another company. So practicing, maybe you can follow platforms like Lead Code, Geeks for Geeks. So these are the platforms that specifically helps you for your interview preparation. Like almost everything that is being asked in the interview, the type of questions, like you can do interview experiences of various companies. So these help a lot when you are like looking forward for sitting for a particular company. So this is what I would like to say.
Great. Okay. So besides Samsung, have you done internship in any other company as well?
Yeah, I did one internship with Indian Space Research Organization. It's a governmental organization, and I would just like to brief about the process that they selected and how was the internship. So this internship I did in the month of December and January this year, like December 2019 and January 2020. So this was basically an internship that we were selected on the basis of our skills in Python and machine learning. So I had some background of Python, I had some background of machine learning. So we were interviewed telephonically for this internship, and after that, around 3 to 4 people were given internship from our campus. Although it was not on campus, but we had to pitch for it off campus. We were like, it was a 2 months long project. We were assigned a mentor, and we did this internship under one computer scientist. Uh, who was there as a part of ISRO Dehradun. So he basically helped us with one project, and we were discussing the project after maybe a week, or if we had some problems throughout the project. So this was the project, and we completed this project within a span of 2 months, and like it was also a very good experience, although it was in a virtual setup once again, but it really helped us know like how the things are working, how to work on astronomical data that ISRO is working upon, and how we can apply machine learning to that astronomical data. So this was something that I did apart from Samsung.
Great, great. So, any last advice that you like to give to the viewers? What, how should they prepare? How should they build their CV about hackathons, projects, anything?
Yeah, so the most important advice is like, first of all, you should be like, before moving on to any development skill or something, first of all you should be confident enough in your DSL goals. The most important thing that you'll see, that you realize when you'll sit for placements or internships, the most important thing that big companies, I would say product based companies, are focusing upon is DSL goals. After that, it's like, you should have one or two good projects. Maybe it can be from any field. If you're a front end engineer, if you're developing a front end website, that is also fine, but it should have some functionality. Or if you are an Android developer, some one or two good Android apps can be there in your resume. But make sure that you are aware about databases and all, because if you are mentioning a project that is involving backend, so you might expect a question from databases as well in the interviews. So if you're aware about that, so kindly prepare for that as well. Apart from that, I would say, like, try to explore things in your college life. It's not just about coding, and it's not just about looking towards placements and internships. Try to explore everything. Like, if something is happening in your college, like if it's related to coding, or if somebody is there to is there for a guest lecture or something, so try attending these things. You'll get to know a lot of things. Maybe some of the opportunities we miss due to unawareness, like we're not aware. So try to be like, network with people, try to have some like guidance from your seniors. So that matters the most, I would say, and that is something that will help you a lot.
True. Okay, so just last question before we end this interview. So, was there any mistakes that you committed or made while preparing for the interview, and you'd like to highlight that one should not make actually?
uh, Mistakes, I would say, like, it's not about any particular mistakes, but yeah, if we are not like, for an interview, first of all, we should not mention anything in your our resume that we don't know. Basically, might be there is, like, we can say, like, it's called as the cardinal sin if we are mentioning something in the resume that we don't know, because might be the interviewer sticks to that point, and our whole interview is ruined due to that point, and that we're not knowing. So maybe, like, it's something like, our resume should be something that we should be like, it should be on our tips, I would say. Each and everything that we're mentioning on our resume, it should be very clear to us. Don't write anything that you don't know. It's not about faking, because the people who are taking your interview, they have around experience of around 10-15 years, so they know what you actually know and what you are wrong at. So they'll catch you at any point, like if you're faking something, or doing something wrong. Apart from that, I would say, like, even if you're not aware of the question in an interview, so try taking hints from the interviewer. Maybe at some point of time, interviewers are very helpful. Like, interviewers give the hints if you're not able to approach the question. So try taking hints from the interviewer and try to be more and more interactive, I would say, with the interviewer. Like if you're thinking something in your mind, try to discuss it with the interviewer as well. So that plays some point, I would say, that makes a difference in a normal interview and something that you can say it's a good interview.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Harsh, for joining us today and sharing, your interview experience and internship experience with us. So we had a great time having you here with us. Thank you so much. And guys, this was Harsh talking about his success story. And I hope you got some really good insights from his interview. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Mahek. Thank you so much. That
Thank
was
you. Bye
awesome.
bye.
Okay.